Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing, my dears? Today I'm going to talk about continuing about the judicial system and Montesquieu's theory. Right from my last video, I stopped it actually. Uh, the key premises of the Montesquieu's analytics actually is that when the power, by the way, he's a French politician and a French philosopher who lived before the French Revolution. Let me talk about him. Let us see. He was, I think, he got killed. As I know, he got killed, and his power of the government actually concentrated in one institution or individual. There is no room for the freedom of citizens. In contrast, when the powers are not concentrated, the freedom of the citizens is not violated. Right? That's the Montesquieu's theory of the separation of power is about the relationship between how the state power is organized and the freedom of citizen is secure. That's also one of the important let us see. I'm going to talk about in the Wikipedia. Montes. Yes, he was before in the French Revolution, French social commander and political thinker. Right? Montesquieu's university have he was living in 1689 to 1755. Right? Montesquieu, Q-U-I-E. Right? He was born in 1689 and 1755 February the 8th. Generally referred as simply Montesquieu was the French judge, man of letters, historian and the political philosopher. Era of the 18th century philosophy, region of the Western philosophy. Right, political views, also general studies in English and works. He has political views. He has a theory of political history of the politics. He's a meteorological climate theory. He has made it meteorological climate theory and memorization also. He has a biography, and he lived in France, Antiquain, France. He was living, right? He's a great guy. Let me talk about him in another time, right? French economist also is John Franciscus Mellon. It's all about the French Revolution, and chronological and principal works he has made a lot. Appointed council of the parliament and verdicts. And what happens in Napoleon has destroyed France, and after the revolution, right? So nationalism comes first, and after the revolution, also until the first quarter of the 18th century, this was happened, right? So between how each state is organized, freedom of the citizen is being secure. After the revolution, French Revolution, after the I can say after the Battle of Waterloo in after French Revolution in 1812, it was Battle of Waterloo. It happens. So after only the French as a government, as a country, it has developed, right? So let's talk about Montesquieu's theory has two key elements, right? And Napoleon has destroyed France, and after Napoleon was captured and he was killed and blah blah blah, everything happens. Then only France become a sovereign country, right? And the first Montesquieu's theory has two key elements, and first is power of the government should be divided into three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. Right? This is how it comes into Sri Lanka. Also, we can say. And secondly, these powers should not be concentrated in the hands of the individual or institutions, but it happens in India, Sri Lanka, so and nowadays Iran, nowadays Yemen, nowadays Saudi Arabia, nowadays in Dubai, nowadays in Brazil also, Venezuela, Guatemala, Mexico. You can see so many countries. Also North Korea, and also Myanmar, also Zimbabwe. I can say you number of countries. Also Pakistan, right? People don't have freedom. And also Bangladesh, same situation. And also Lebanon, I can say. And Montesquieu's theory has two key elements. First, I told you the branches, right? And of course, Montesquieu also suggested that the power of these one institution could also be misused if it is not checked. Should be checking always, auditing, right? And this concept of checking at balances, power balance, which was later developed by the American Constitution, also originated, influenced by the Montesquieu, right? You can say Montesquieu because this name is very difficult to pronounce. This theory of separation of powers has been subjected to many critics, right? Critics have disagreed at that time. Now it's not, right? Disagreed that the government's power could be institutionally separated as suggested by Montesquieu, right? And for example, if I give you a normal example, legislature sometimes has executive and judicial powers, and some even argue that even voting in parliament is similar to judicial act. Yes, of course. It differs. If you study in depth these things, you can understand, right? Actually, another criticism is that the modern governments and the modern branches of the government cannot function in isolation of each other. Instead, critics argue that it should be a coordination of the cooperation among them, right? And however, the political value of the theory of separation of powers for democracy is not diminished. Actually, within 50 years, Americans incorporated these laws, right? This constitution in their constitution, right? They were affiliated from them. Right? Founding father of the American Constitution first looking the constitutional model of and guarantees freedom of the citizens, and they found Montesquieu's theory is been very useful. Right? While it is applied in their constitutions, they may further develop Montesquieu's idea of check, balance, and the establishment and elaborate constitutional schemes around these two principles. And actually, the variation of this separation of the powers has been adapted and many democratic constitutions. Even in India it's been adapted, right? So this is all about the checks and balances, and we will talk about this by another great video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Adios.